A catastrophic incident resulted from an unknown, systemic error. The immediate inquiry cited a singular operational choice, the ditching location. The true mechanism required tracing a complex chain of political pressure and aerodynamic physics. The incident report analyzes the data to establish the verifiable failure sequence. If the victims' final lessons are forgotten, their sacrifice was meaningless. Before we dissect the data, drop your initial theory on the incident's root cause in the comments below. You owe it to the lives lost to share this knowledge and ensure accountability. The investigation must now move beyond immediate causes. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961 was scheduled for departure from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The operational plan defined a route structure involving intermediate stops for passenger transfer and fuel replenishment. Fuel levels were strictly calculated for the first leg to Nairobi, adhering to efficiency standards plus mandatory reserve.
Checklist
Captain Leul
complete,
Abate,
ready for
possessing
departure.
over 11,000
Confirmed.
hours of flight
Systems
experience,
green.
was executing the pilot-in-command protocol. Human presence included 175 souls on board, encompassing 160 passengers and 15 crew members. The subsequent hostile action commenced 30 minutes after takeoff as the aircraft reached its cruising altitude. The immediate breach occurred when three aggressors armed themselves with cockpit emergency equipment. The cockpit barrier, though compliant with 1996 regulations, proved structurally inadequate against determined, physical assault. The crew's immediate priority shifted to maintaining flight control under duress and isolating the radio frequency. The aggressors demanded an immediate deviation to Australia, citing the aircraft's advertised 11-hour maximum range. The true operational capacity was limited to 3.5 hours, rendering the aggressors' demand mathematically impossible. Captain Abate initiated a non-compliant trajectory, deliberately maintaining a glide distance proximity to the African coast. This deviation was a critical, non-documented strategy to secure a potential emergency landing site. At 9:30 Universal Time Coordinated, the system triggered the first low fuel warning alert, signifying 30 minutes of remaining power. The right engine failed first due to fuel starvation at 39,000 feet, commencing the powerless flight phase. The auxiliary ram air turbine automatically deployed, generating minimal electrical power for essential flight instruments. This emergency power was insufficient to operate the high-demand hydraulic system components, including the wing flaps. The aircraft was now controllable only through heavy manual flight controls, increasing the physical workload exponentially. The descent from high altitude was mandatory to achieve required lift-to-drag ratios for continued gliding. The captains spotted the Comoros Islands, marking the final, unexpected safe ditching zone. The analysis shifts to pure gliding performance, operating within the constraints of the airframe's lift-to-drag characteristics. The pilot made the critical decision to attempt a controlled water landing procedure despite no specific training for the 767 airframe. The final directive was issued to the cabin crew, emphasizing the need to brace without inflating life vests. The inability to deploy flaps or slats forced an approach speed exceeding the structural tolerance by over 60 knots. Final control input aligned the aircraft parallel to the measured swell pattern to minimize asymmetric contact forces. Impact occurred with the left wing contacting the surface at an angle of 2 degrees low, initiating the rapid structural failure. The asymmetric load from the low-slung engine pods hitting the water initiated the catastrophic breakup of the fuselage. Post-mortem reports confirmed that multiple fatalities were attributed to the premature inflation of life vests inside the cabin. The inflated vests trapped occupants against the ceiling as the cabin quickly filled, hindering underwater escape paths. Immediate response came from local boat operators and tourist scuba divers at the adjacent resort. 50 subjects were recovered, sustaining injuries ranging from minor trauma to blunt force fractures, documented by French military doctors on holiday. The three aggressors were located deceased within the wreckage of the severed forward section, having refused to adhere to the brace position. The shallow ditching location significantly aided the rescue effort, preventing the immediate deep submersion of the main wreckage. The disintegration of the aircraft into 4 primary sections was a direct consequence of the speed and the engine hydroscooping effect. The total kinetic energy dissipation during the incident was transferred to the occupants in 3 distinct, severe impact events.